as we'll let the players do the talking.
Yeah, we'll let them do some killing as well, hopefully, as that seemed to be the answer that came out from MIBR, right? First map, it was a little bit quiet. Second map, they realized, you know what, boys, let's just absolutely give it. And that's what they were doing. They were charging in, they were knocking blocks off. Taco was living his absolute movie. Can he do it again, though, when we get into the action? Will it be another cinematic masterpiece from the main man, Taco, as the Brazilian boys secure control of the bomb site instantly over towards B?
They had fantastic pistol rounds and fantastic rounds with the pistols. The Deagle play was definitely the most ridiculous thing I've seen today. It's going to be Sonic to actually get at least one of the opening picks. Fallen has found one back in return. The bomb is down in their favor, and there goes Fur with a quick double. Make that 3, and it's left all on to the coach. Not this time, Taco. Just leave him alone, Taco. There's always him who's killing him.
He's cyberbullying him. You know what? At this point, can we call a bully hunter in? Because
Do you know what's funny? I think they closed down.
Really?
Hello, can we call? Oh, no one picks up anymore.
It's just the dial tone, Tom. Oh.
It's almost like we bullied them out of the scene.
But incredible.
Imagine, that is the best thing ever, though. The fact that basically as a community, we managed to bully the bully hunters into leaving.
I just blew my mind.
It's fantastic.
At this point, they've called in a bully hunter. And that's what they need to try and stop MIBR as they are bullying them. However, he's seen what Taco can do, and he proves that he can do it better. The Deagles are already popping off so early into train, but there's so much room for some show-stopping plays.
Lucas has one of his own, and first still got the AK-47. However, Android's there with the scout, and it's left all onto Lucas. Already he's going to get tagged away, and another impressive Deagle play. 1-1, Envy bounce back.
You got some frags there.
They did.
To enjoy that one?
No.
Envy already with attack timeout as well, actually, as it instantly hits 1-1.
Yeah, I guess more of that would be the appropriate phrase for them to use from Som.
The Matt Andrews approach.
Yes.
Probably just working out a little bit of the buy as well of what they really wanted to invest into here, because obviously it's a bit of a wacky round to win. You know, as much as you want to, you don't know if you actually will be able to win those. A lot of it was just based off the Deagle play there, literally just running his way through everyone that came down ramp. It was not working out nicely at all from IBR. A good way to try and put a pin in things instantly, though, and show that there is a lot of fight left in Envy. It was a 50-50 match, and right now they have 50% of the rounds each, so already it's looking good.
Yeah, the problem is for MIBR, they now go into that weird financial position where you kind of force this one up, but ultimately you're not going to be able to buy into the next round, and you're just going to have to save unless you can pull off something just as ridiculous. Now, we have seen that already from them with the Deags. It's actually going to be a MAC-10 thrown in for Taco and thrown away as well, as he is dead within the first few seconds. Fugly just looking to try and hold on, and will at least get a couple of kills, but it will be a rifle actually retrieved, at least for now. Forced out into the open. Lucas is going to get tagged, and Zeus can't really take this fight too well. In fact, they're just using their utility very well indeed. However, Zeus is still fighting, at least for a second or two. LA, well, nice little scout shot.
You know what? I will say, as much as it seems like he plays on quite like a fast sense from what we've seen, he's actually been pretty pinpoint with some of the aiming he's been doing. Like he'll get the first frag, he'll instantly pre-fire to where he expects the second to be. In terms of an aiming capability, he must be pixel sniffing. He's got to be close to that monitor or something, Tom, because it looks beautiful on some of the occasions we've seen.
Well, like the Bondic approach.
Literally in your face, as close as you can get it.
Your retina's being burnt out of their sockets. But
if you're not touching the pixels with your eyeballs, something's going wrong.
You're
just imagining that?
You'd have to be literally like shaking his head.
To try look at the minimap. Oh, Tom. Well, Envy, they take the lead now off the back of the prior round, and MIBR, the clue's in the name. They want to go B.
They ball. This is a weird buy. I said normally after these sort of rounds you have to save. I suppose they did manage to at least do a little bit of damage and get some extra money. So I guess that's why we've seen the purchase here, but I don't think this is going to be expected. However, with already some damage done onto Fur, where did that damage even come in from? Is that through the wall? I don't even know. He's been dinked down from somewhere. Fugly is only going to be good for 1, but he has support from Sonic, who's just looking to pad his stats. 3 kills from him now. Looking a lot more confident from the majority of the team, in fact, and well, Som's not going to have any trouble with that. 3-1. Now we get the eco round. This has been a weird, like, sort of economy game from the Brazilians so far.
It has been a bit of an odd start. I assume there was some idea in mind of obviously what they wanted to do going towards the B-bomb site there, but doesn't really pay off. And now they're just left with the Deagles. Normally you would say, you know what, Deagles versus a full buy, not really going to give them too much stock, but their stock is rising when it comes to these Deagle rounds. All of them have been popping off pretty consistently with them. I mean, what, at least getting like 3 kills when they go for a deco round, like minimum?
Well, Taco's got one this time, because last time they did this, he had a Mac 10, and that didn't work, so this will be the difference. Fur's already dead. That's the thing, like, on the CT side of this map, I can see, like, heroic Deagle plays coming through. On the T side, it's really difficult, because most of the angles just benefit, like, well, AUGs, they benefit just players who are sitting static and just can watch the angles. Bit like Fallen was there. He was given a bit of an opportunity. I think Alay may have just like lent on his W key a little bit too much because he just seemed to be slowly gliding his way forward. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I can be spotted from here. And again, he's playing a fairly pivotal position, like an aggressive spot towards that A main position. Android already going to pick off Taco and not really any damage done whatsoever. So this is looking like a fairly clean round. Deagles will at least be retrieved. Zeus hoping to find something, but no. Flawless from Envy, making money, always important on the CT side of Train. And this is definitely one of those maps where we could see, well, either MIBR or Envy getting incredibly bogged down because it's a horrible map to really break into if you don't find a rhythm early.
Yeah, well, it's literally a map full of choke points, right? It's got some of the closest closed angles. There's no real big opportunity for you to go for some sort of wild sprint. Your best bet's probably towards try and burst out through the mid main and go towards the A site if you want to try something a bit risky. But more so, it should be fairly easy to hold early on for MV. I don't actually mind where they put Elay as well, either, because it's one of those angles that it's kind of hard for you to mess it up unless you get too overly aggressive.
Yeah.
And he's supported by Som as well, especially if Som's going to continue to play like close towards Pop and try and do something a little bit naughty. They've actually switched it up into this round as well. They've rotated off how they're playing it, and he's going to play closer towards Pop. This is nice from MIBR, though. I like the run boost.
Oh, he actually gets past Android as well, and Sonic's not going to be connecting. Som comes in, though, to save the day, and I'll actually be fallen dead, plus the AWP kill that comes in. So, well, actually, they've dropped the bomb, and there's no one else there.
They had the bomb. That's so weird. It was both of them there. They've gone for the run boost play. Obviously, you get the first kill on Android because he's playing anti-flash, so you kind of didn't expect it. But then there's nothing from them after that. It really puts them into a good position. Fur's going to be so timid about this as well. As you can see, slow walking his way up. Actually, slow walking with his knife out as well, so he leaves himself exposed.
Have they seen the bomb?
I don't think they have, because there was a smoke there. It depends. You feel like they would have rotated off and actually tried to play a bit more aggressive towards us. Because look, Sonic's gone. Sonic's just left it open, so we can recover the bomb now, because they're so confused about where the push is coming in. So they must not have seen it.
This is so weird.
Very bizarre.
Especially then, because the 2 players that just ran into B. Like,
ooh.
Well, he stepped. Like, that's as easy as it gets for Sonic. That was really odd. Like, there's so many things that are confusing, because, like, normally if you have the bomb on Ivy, it's either you have 3 players, or you don't run boost. Like, you just wait passively and you hope that, okay, if they get entries on B, we then late lurk through. Instead, like, running boost into it, like, the best case scenario is, okay, sure, you just kill everyone, but the worst case is you lose
give them the bomb, you then can't do anything. It's such a long rotation as well, considering like everyone was literally back a B, so they're going to have to rotate the whole way around. I don't know. Maybe a sort of a lack of concentration there from MIBR going into that round. Didn't look too great from at all. Now, though, a lot more aggressive. This is what I was talking about. If you want to go for something a bit shock and awe, really get in their face, turn up the tempo, see if it works out, Tom.
Yeah, they've spotted the bomb already, so they know that this isn't some sort of just aggressive ruse. Well, it's slowly getting picked apart. Nice shot from Fur, at least. We've seen some Deagle plays.
Hello.
There's
hello!
as well. Oh my god!
Oh!
They just come out of nowhere.
They must have illegally modified Deagles, Tom. Because
Yeah,
they only hit heads.
They've just like modded it into just this game where it's just like anybody buys a Deagle, it's just like 50% more likely to hit a headshot.
They've somehow transferred over the source Deagle, and they've just started ripping their way for everyone.
Or it's just the old R8 revolver.
Wow.
If you shoot someone in the chest, it will go through and kill the person behind you.
Yeah, literally stronger than an orb.
And like a cat through the wall 7 miles away.
In Nuke, all the way from Mirage, like, madness. I mean, at least it's something flashy, right? A bit of a confidence booster towards the end of that one, but it isn't going to be the round. Taco as well, luckily, makes swift moves straight through the fire, elevates himself out of there and ascends himself to safety. It's a nice little early opener, though, from Envy. Time to transfer of damage. Taco and Lucas both taking a bit of a hit. Elay as well down to 60. And Android actually gets spammed back up on by the Krieg there.
See, I thought that like the last couple of times we saw Taco actually going for a T-side AWP, it was more... Okay.
Wow.
That's interesting as well, going for that with an AWP. Like that you really need to settle your aim with an AWP. Som has done very well to get the picks there. But yeah, I thought it was just because he had good spawns, but it seems like he's genuinely T-side AWPing over Fallen at the moment, which is definitely interesting. There's been a few rounds where he's picked it up over, well, the pretty much classic AWPer for this team.
I'm curious as well if what they were actually going for there was to try and go for like the daze drop, where you instantly land your teammate's head, so you're already ready to shoot, right? Because then you can kind of see why that would have worked with an AWP. Super risky though. Like,
yeah,
not something that's normally utilized that much because it's awkward as hell.
Oh, here we go. I'm guessing... Oh no, this is actually the replay of a Fur's crazy Deagle. There's that shot that was wonderful.
Yeah.
Sort of, and if he managed to settle his aim and get the last, I think we both would have lost our voices. Which
oh yeah, it was already so crazy enough that it looked like it was shaping up to be something magical. So it's probably for the best that it didn't happen, right? You know what I mean? There's only so many clips we can tweet.
Yeah, that is true. Break the ESL Twitter account. Yeah, there's been a lot of weird purchases. Like, they're investing a lot of money into rounds where if they just decode one, they'd have a buy in the next round. So they're really trying to force the issue, and they're actually not doing any damage either. Like, just look at the economy that's already built up for Envy. Fur this time is going to be able to find an opening pick, but Sonic is there, and this double AWP setup once again is starting to do some real damage. Fallen late to the party will finally make his way forward, but the bomb already dropped.
Wow.
Nice shot from Fallen at least. Maybe there's some potential here. I don't think he knows. Yeah, Fugly's just waiting behind him, and now it's left on to Lucas. That's another time as well where the bomb has gone out way before anybody seems to be ready for it. Ooh, not again, surely.
Oh, surely not. We've been speaking about the Deagles. Oh, there was a chance there, and I thought maybe he was going to catch Android for the side of the head, sideline him down with that dirty, dirty pistol. But not today, not this time. MIBR are actually going to be going for a pause as well. Now, interestingly enough, Tom, they might be playing against Envious, but they're doing a very good impression of the old Envious. Force until you win or force until you lose.
Yeah, it's odd. And I could understand it if they were doing like enough damage that Envy's economy would be low, but they're not.
No.
So it's sort of just like it's feeding into the hands of Envy. We're just going, I'll take 8 rounds. I'll take an 8-1 scoreline early on. Pause definitely needed. We're finally going to see them take a little bit more of a hit, although I say that Lucas is invested, so maybe just going to be a catalyst here. And again, we're seeing a slow start from a lot of their players. In fact, only really Fur has any frags on the board, and you have to bear in mind as well that I think 3 of those were in the pistol, and then 3 of those were in that Deagle round that they didn't manage to win. So it's kind of like, even though he is fragging, it's not in rounds where it actually makes a difference. Well, the pistol round did.
Yeah. It's an odd one, but let's see how it develops from this point forward. Fugly with the first, as he will be able to overthrow Fur at least. Fallen going for the Mach 10 madness, the Biggie Smalls play. A terror since the public square as he kicks this one off with a frag onto Elay. Som as well, hitting the deck. And Android now ready to massacre, but not given a chance. The CZ cut straight through him, and it's up to Fugly and Sonic. They're all going down one by one. There's no potential for trades. They couldn't do anything about it, and now Sonic has got to try and ward off everyone that's hiking towards him.
That's one of those rounds that Envy are going to be kicking themselves for losing. Just a very aggressive play coming out from Fallen, able to gain enough ground that you sort of have to switch your focus to him.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is able to just get out in positions. And then there's like 2 different scenarios that some really awkward battles come up for both Fugly and Android. And that's enough that the round is gone. Sonic, gotta be pretty careful here. Same time, so does Lucas. If he goes down here, the money's not going to be fantastic. But they were saving a fair bit, so...
Oh!
Oh!
I feel like our noise has conveyed that quite well, actually.
Why?
It was the instant panic knife of just scared. Oh, I've died.
Yeah, but also just like...
Yeah, I know.
You don't know that's clear, so why back into it? Like, the chances of somebody then jumping up or, like, on the little ladder and facing you straight into long, very slim. The chance of someone being behind you, that's a bit of a question mark when you haven't cleared it at all, so... A bit questionable. Everybody gets called out by those some sort of play like that every once in a while, so can't really pay too much of attention to it, but we are still going to have enough money for them to buy. They'll invest back into this double AWP setup, a costly one at that, and actually... It's interesting. Fuckley's got one. Now, Som is currently 17-4. I don't know why you'd take it away from him, but I guess a lot of that was with the rifle anyway.
I suppose the only change this could be is maybe if he wants to try and be a bit more aggressive going into this round, potentially like go for a deep play in towards Pop, right? Because unless you've got a good spawn for it and you check it with an AK, he could get in towards Pop aggressively, and then if MIBR went for a fast hit towards A, throws a spanner in the works. Instead, though, it's nothing of the sort. He's actually playing quite far back towards the bomb train. He is trying to push up close towards Pop, but he's been caught with his pants around his ankles. Fur showing off the ferocity. Instead, though, will go down as Android will execute him with the M4.
And this is actually where there's the AWP now set up on the other side of the map, so it could have just been Fugly wanting it for the position that he's currently playing. Molotov also going to go down to deny any sort of bomb plant, and well, it will even deny Lucas his life, but it's left onto Fallen. The AWP back into his hands, the weapon you want to see in the palms of Fallen, looking to try and find the frag onto the man on A. That would have been the opener, actually a repeat coming back in. The thing is, though, Fallen still has lots of time.
He does. He keeps checking his watch, seeing that he's not late yet. Good bit of gliding there as well as he makes his way back around. He's going to go in for the fight once again. Another opportunity. Sonic is there. And will he find the frag? Holding the close angle. Pixel sniffing with a bit of a filthy Kurt angle. Won't actually land the shot, though. Fallen now advancing up towards the bomb train. There's a backstabbing effect as well, though. Android slowly coming around. It just depends on the timing for this one. Fallen. Theoretically, if he wanted to here, he could go deep through connector, try to go around towards the B site. He doesn't know where they are, though, so he commits towards the A play. Surrounded by a pack of hungry hyenas that are going to be envy to try and take this one. Sonic with a face loses his head. The backstab there from Fallen. Somehow he's still alive. Runs the shot onto Fugly. Leaves it in the 1v1, Tom. It's still the play for Fallen. Surely not again. Is he going to come out with a ludicrous play to save the bacon of MIBR? Android pushes up, and Android has been reset. It doesn't work out well for him at all. MIBR save the day as it is vintage Fallen on display.
Speechless.
Just let that sink in. Just absorb that round into your brain, everybody. Wow. Well, that's a refreshing play coming out from Fallen. If there's a way to roll back the years and wake up the squad, I think that was one.
Yeah, and it's such an impactful time as well. That was a full, like, sort of investment from Envy. That was all their money into one round. Sure, they have a little bit left. Oh, get out. We've had enough, like, crazy plays for at least a minute. Just give me a second to reset. Just straight away with the CZ. Zeus. Oh, okay. He just about gets away with that one. 7 HP, but that's enough. Didn't want to hand over the weaponry. In fact, just going to use his utility, but... Just that no-scope that he pulls off, like just flicking back, is utterly disgusting. And when you're on the other side of it, you've just got to be thinking, like, there was nothing I could do. Like, there's nothing I could do there.
Dude, it's wild. It's one of those rounds as well that it would only happen to him, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it would only be his magical moment, like... There was a timeline where he peeks out, Sonic hits one shot with the AWP, it's done. Like, that's where it ends. Instead, finds the first, finds the second, instantly goes for the fight, like, confident as ever. That's why it's so hard to ever say, oh, you know, we're not sure where Fallen is, like, in his headspace, if he's dropped off a bit, if he's still that demigod AWPer that he used to be. Because he does things like this, and it makes you question everything.
And it's one of those things where he's done it so many times that there was that thought in the back of my mind. Like, even when it gets into a 1v3, 1v4, I'm just like...
Maybe. Maybe.
If anyone was going to do it, it is him. And then it just creeps in further when he gets the first kill, and you're like, no. and then after like one more, you're like, do it. Do it to them.
He's literally Emperor Palpatine.
Exactly.
Unlimited power. Do it for them. Oh, it's mental. Oh, everyone falling though.
I imagine him doing the laugh as well.
Just giggles to himself. Oh, what the younglings fallen? As he slaughters all of Envy, of course. Oh my goodness.
I feel like this metaphor's fitting a little bit too well.
it does shape up, doesn't it? It all sort of plays together. Oh.
Well, 8-4. We're now going to see the investment. So that was the round just being ecoed out a little bit by Envy. Not too much invested. And now they can pull right back in with the double AWP setup. Som's going to get one of them. I think that's necessary. Although it did seem to work briefly for Fugly. Like, I think they just need it on the A site.
Yeah, it's so much more impactful, right? I think that's what we've seen pretty much throughout the whole time as well, because then you have a chance of stopping whoever's going for that really aggressive play, which we've seen Fallen do, we've seen Fur do. We've seen them kind of switch it up of who wants to go in and basically get into the back line instantly, because if you can gain a little bit of control, a little bit of map control towards that A site, you can cause chaos and make it so much more awkward for the CTs. Although this time, Tom, it could be somewhat different, as they are making their move majoritarily, that's not a word, over towards the B site to try and see what they can do.
Well, it's been off the back of Fugly pretty much the whole game to hold down this side of the map, and the scary thing at the moment is just looking at utility. A single incendiary, 2 flashbangs, and still over a minute left on the clock. The other side of things, a couple of Molotovs alongside 3 smokes that can look to try separate these players. Som is going to be there this time, avoids the flash, but his opponent will avoid the bullets. And now Fugly, he has a job to do here, and he doesn't know whether or not there's players already pushing down. Fallen's going to execute Som. He's now getting surrounded, snaps to one, knows that a player is snuck in from behind, but didn't expect Taco to just re-peek that angle. Now for, well, it's clear that they knew he was there. It was clear that Fugly at least knew he was there. Oh, okay. That looked weird. Like, it looked like he didn't get the kill, but he did. Android will be able to trade things back, but it may be too little too late. LA will have the battle of the coaches once again, and Zeus comes out on top. And what was looking like a desperate scenario from MIBR quickly goes from, okay, this could be over, to, okay, Fallen saved us and everything's going up MIBR.
It's always so weird when Fallen has one of those rounds, because it is basically like an instant revitalization, right? Where everyone kind of perks up a bit, they start getting back into the mindset, and all of a sudden the game entirely changes just from a full face point of view. MIBR now though, 5 rounds. Obviously we're getting close towards the half. Taco goes down, and Android does scavenge himself a Kalashnikov at the end of that one. So some kind of a prize to walk away with at least. But it is going to be rough from MV at this point. Not really much cash to play with, so the reinvestment isn't going to allow them to get the double up setup out. That I think it's fair to say that has been one of the things that was really a big showstopper. That was basically the massive dam that was put up to stop the flood of MIBR players in towards the A site. So lacking that, Tom, I'm a bit worried.
Well, Android not going to be the hero, but yeah, it's a pretty bleak scenario in all honesty. They're going to look to try and get aggressive, take the fight. Nice shot from Fallen. The second won't come in though, and that's an AWP into the hands of Fugly. He can just look to try and run away. LA in the meantime is going to fall, but that AWP is now in position, looking to try and rotate back around. The thing is they haven't realized, and still don't seem to really realize, that it's going to be over towards Ivy where the push is coming in. Fugly missing the shot from the connector and now isolated out by the Molotov. Android will eventually turn around after being wary of A main. The real problem, though, is that Som doesn't have a gun. It's down to the remaining players on this team to do the majority of the damage. Never mind, he finds one as well, and somehow this has now come into their favor. Taco, 3 kills to his name. He needs to double it, and what?
This game is very odd. It's like a Christmas present that you didn't expect. You thought you were going to get an N64. Instead, you've been given 15 gold bars. I couldn't think of the analogy because this game has blown my mind, Tom, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like, I don't know, being, you're given a dodo Like, you thought this sort of game was extinct.
But somehow it just came back.
And it's not necessarily what you wanted, but you're like, you know what, this is pretty damn interesting.
You're not wrong. I mean, dodos were pretty damn interesting. Oh.
Tasty, supposedly, as well.
I mean, they were. That's why they went extinct, apparently. They were the most tasty flightless birds around, so obviously they can't really get away. Basically the chicken of yesteryear. Wait, can chickens fly?
No. You can sort of, like, hover.
Well, Envy are trying to hover on and hold on to some kind of lifeline into this matchup. If they can get themselves a 10-5, it would be a commanding lead. However, MIBR, on the flip side, want to try and make this a 9-6. Keep it close, keep it competitive, keep it secret, keep it safe.
Like if you get given a dodo for Christmas. Here we go. LA in an aggressive position. We're bringing it back.
Just reeling it back in, like LA's trying to reel him into his grubby mitts as he gets the first. First done. Zeus tries to trade it. Fires off a bit of a warning pre-fire before he sprints away.
He's got the bomb. He can't face that. It's just not worth the risk. I think he realized it like halfway through. Okay, if I can get the pre-fire kill. The problem is now he's stuck.
Oh, he went back.
No. That was... I guess it's the time, but I feel like it would have been safer for him to just run away and go Ivy. Instead now, if they win this round... I don't know, I think I'll leave, because it'll be just so ridiculous. And yeah, it'll be a cleanup. Great round from LA, by the way. Not only finding the opening pick, dropping the bomb, but also finishing things off. So our dodo of a game is going to continue, but there is a break in between these halves. A 10-5 half for Envy, but could have been much more if it wasn't from Fallen's heroics and a few crazy rounds along the way. Like, it has been a real showstopper, considering what this match really represents. I think the odds are bang on at this point. Like, the scoreline may be in the favor of Envy, but they now go into what is arguably the most CT-sided map in the game at the moment. Like, we're starting to see more T rounds come out on Nuke than we are on this one. So 5 rounds may actually be enough for MIBR to sneak this one through.
I'm excited, Tom. This is definitely going to be a weird one. It has been a mixed bag, a trail mix, if you will, of various treats sprinkled out through. Sometimes you get a peanut, sometimes you get a deagle clutch coming through, sometimes you get a fallen, ridiculous play. But let's see what we get into this pistol round. Lucas, an awkward fight on the ladder.
Oh.
He doesn't get the first, but Android comes straight in for a bit of a heavy hitter as he hits him with the height of the clock burst. 2 tags as well. Everyone's fairly low, but Fur is not going down that easily. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage being done, but a lot of players still surviving. Taco and Fallen trying to hold on, but Som just going strong, and it's now left on to Fallen. 1 versus 2, already got himself 2 frags to his name. He's looked strong in this series so far. The bomb's gone, though. The bomb's rotating. Sonic looking to try and turn this. The problem is if Fugly goes down, this is straight into the 1v1. That's exactly what Fallen wants. But just look at this bait play. Ring around the Rosie. Trying to make Fallen fall down, but he's not going to. In fact, even connects the headshot. He's going to realize quickly that this is over onto the other side of the map. Doesn't have Kevlar, but he is the man with the kit quickly into the action as Sonic just waits, but he turns away. He's going to walk right into it backwards, but he turns around at the right moment. Connects a couple of shots. Sonic now left on to 14 HP, but knows he just has to try and burn down the time. He needs to play with the Brazilian, but the Brazilian looks like he's playing with him. Back around, he goes, but Sonic gets the 1 tap. The final bullet is all it takes. And Envy get the pistol by the skin of their teeth.
What is going on, Thomas? What is this?
Honestly, I was lost a long time ago. Now it's 2:45 a.m. in the final map of all the best of 3s. I've done a lot today, and this is easily the most... Like, you have to bear in mind, one of the matches was Heroic upsetting Vitality, and this has been more exciting.
This has had so much crammed into it. Like a massively overfilled Chipotle burrito. It is just packed full of nutrients that have been incredibly outrageously impactful. It is wild, some of the things that have been inside this game, Tom. It's literally blowing the confines of my mind. And
it's been tasty.
It's been more than tasty. Like,
what's the top? What is the maximum on the list?
Oh, glorious is quite powerful, obviously, right? It's like a really glorious.
Glorious.
Yeah, it's quite a strong word to say. Power word glorious. Increases your XP for 10 minutes, that one. But Tom, round 17, 11-5, Envy with a banger of a start. Can they add more to this, or is this where things start to return to a bit of an MIBR flavor? Let's see. Android wanting to raise hell, like Smoking Joe Fraser, the Hellraiser, raising hell with a flavor. Goes out, but goes down. Fur will find 1. Som with the trade off the back of the Krieg. Fur with a near miss from the Scout as well, but he's able to get the headshot off onto Sonic. He's clearly not that fast, is he, the little hedgehog?
Wow, this is just backwards and forwards. The bomb dropped onto the floor and Som left on just 2 HP. Alay's managed to sneak his way through. Fallen is there. Did he take damage like through the wall? Wait, is it just a leg shot?
Yeah, how did he get tagged?
How did he get tagged? I guess it was just a fadeaway shot. But okay, moving on, because we have to. 55 seconds, this is just ground to a halt. Every single player just stood fairly still, waiting for the other to make a move. Now, the T's are the ones that have to do it. So I'm going to look for the reposition. Remember, only 2 HP. Stubbing his toe could take him out of this round. Instead, he's going to opt to try and flashbang in one of his teammates, give Fugly a little bit of space. Fallen waiting, spots him out. They've got to watch out for Taco, still on the site. Eag is yet to come into play. Now he joins the low HP gang. And well, Fugly gets even lower onto just 3 Furs there to take him down. The double scouts remaining. Alay has to do something here, and that's exactly what he does. Rounds the corner and gets both kills. 12-5. It's close once again for MIBR, but it's not enough.
There were so many like small nuances in that round where you're like, okay, it could either go entirely Envious's way and they could somehow just demolish, or it could be an MIBR shutdown. Again, just silence fell across the battlefield into that round, right? Everyone did not want to make a mistake because they realized how impactful and how important these rounds are from this point forward as well. MIBR cannot afford to make more mistakes, really. And Envy, You win that round. It was so outrageous. They need a second to calm down, talk about the buys, talk about what they're going to do getting back into this. They use that final tactical timeout, Tom. So really, from this point forward, we're in a new frontier. This is the unknown.
Yeah, luckily their coach is sat next to them, so he can still talk. Like that would be a funny rule if it was like, sorry, you're only allowed to talk during pauses.
You're actually listed as their coach, so yeah, just call outs, please, I'm afraid.
No, you're not allowed to say anything else. But yeah, this is the sort of match that at the end of it, I'd love to just give it to someone like Dust, just like pure analytical mind, and just make him break it down, and just by the end of it, he'd be as bald as me, just ripping out his hair. It is mental, but it is fantastic to cast. And well, Taco's still going to be able to get one. He's actually still on the site. He'll get cleared now, at least. And Som, oh, he's on for the ace. Just looking to make as much money as possible running through, but Lucas will at least ruin that dream. However, he has been the absolute star. Like, within the Mania, it seems like Som has just woken up. 26 kills to his name. I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure there's no one even close to that amount of kills. Like, this has been a fantastic performance from him. Lucas trying to do a little bit more. Can we have a quick look at the scoreboard just to see if anybody's close? Nah.
Yeah, he's like head and shoulders above everyone
11
right
kills above anybody, so yeah. The difference, you could say.
You know Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol?
Yes.
Imagine that, but if Bald Dust was one of the ghosts of Christmas Past. That visits you at the end of your bed. That'd be incredible. Let's have a chat with Dust after the show. We'll see if we can arrange something like that. But in the meantime, Envy, everyone should be envy of their place.
Just visit Snods while he's...
My goodness, no! Snods' reaction, of course. Oh, 13-5, Tom. There's been so much crammed into this one. It's really quite hard to even know where it's going to go. Because MIBR, they looked like they were down and out on the first map. They brought it back to a fairly close affair. They won quite convincingly, I'd say, in some of the rounds as well into Mirage. Now on Train, you're on your CT side, and the big dogs have come out to play. Who let the dogs out? Taco and Fallen let the dogs out, and the dogs are orbs.
Yeah, they are. Here we go. Taco having a very quiet game. It has been, for a couple of the players, we've looked to Fallen and Fur to be the ones to do the damage. Waiting aggressively. This is where we expect to see Fur playing. The bomb again, just around this Ivy portion, and Fugly hoping to try and clear out this pop dog position before they make any sort of move, but we're actually going to see the rotation back from the bomb, and Fur forced back. Actually going to take a little bit of damage, and they should know that he's still around this angle. Fugly going to sneak his way forward, spots out the information at least, so they do know he's here, but they have to do something. There's 30 seconds left. They have absolutely no map control, and they're just going to try and bombard the site knowing that he's around. But Som, again, with a quick entry. He's now going to look to try and Molotov into an aggressive position. However, in the meantime... straight through. Even still, though, they're running out of time. Sonic with another. Turns it into a 2. Well, now V1, as Android is left alone. And with little time left, he has to try something, and Taco will finish this.
Mate, Sonic, more like Knuckles for some of the hits he's been given off. That's outrageous. The fact it's literally come down to time as well, forcing the hand of him into that round. Nevertheless, it's actually quite big for MIBR. The fact they've won that is super huge from going forward. They do lose an AWP in the grand scheme of things. You've only got the one now on Fallen.
And it's glass cannon.
You know what? Normally, I'd say it could really be a hindrance, but the way Fallen's been playing, who even knows?
Yeah. Again, I think we're witnessing where Lucas doesn't quite fit into this roster just yet. Like, I think there's a lot of work still to be done with him for sure, because it seems like Mirage were pretty good. Like, it seemed like they had that one down to a T. Then with the first map, not even close. And this one has been a bit of a mess. Now, they are only just going onto their CT side, so that is worth mentioning, because this is a map that, as said, it's very easy to get stuck and bogged down over on that T side. So for him, like, not performing in a brand new team on the T side of Train, can't really fault him. I don't think that would be fair. Going into the CT side, though, if he still doesn't step up to the mark, that's where there's a bit more of a problem and work needs to be done. But I think that's the case anywhere. They're playing against Envy with a coach.
It's curious, isn't it? It's quite odd to see sort of how things will develop from this point, because...
Yeah, for both teams.
It's weird, right? Because Normally, you'd look like a 13-7 scoreline. You'd be like, all right, as long as they can get a couple of rounds in, they can win this. But it's also one where in the back of my mind, you're like, well, if MIBR start playing well here, they could probably go on quite a big spree, because it's what we've seen in the prior maps. The whole series has been super different on a round-by-round basis. That's been really hard.
Oh! just killed LA. You can't blame him for that. Wanted to try and just deny the double kill. Instead, well, he did. Just not in the best of ways.
It's like he's been playing a lot of Dota, and he just wanted to deny the creep wave. So he's gone for the team kill instead.
Don't know what that means.
Just smile and enjoy.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Flashed in, Tom. Overthrows Som in the battle for the players with the best three-letter names, even. As we're left into a 2 versus 5. Again, another round should be secured here from IBR. It would have to be something outrageous from Envy, and I don't really feel like we're going to see it going into this round.
Yeah, I'd look towards Sonic to see if he can actually find any sort of opener, but with this amount of time left, they might just want to try and keep the weaponry. The problem is it is going to make things quite skewed in terms of the economy for the rest of the team. They are going to spot players running around, but ultimately, like, there's nothing you can really do in this scenario. Sonic's just going to be waiting patiently. 20 seconds up are coming on the clock, and they're definitely just looking to try and hold on to their weapons. Question is, do we know now who they're going to be playing it? Oh, this is interesting. So it was a 13-2 half in favor of Liquid.
Okay.
Scoreline, 13-9. 7 rounds in a row now. Well,
that's not bad.
8 if you include the one that they got at the very end of half. So G2 starting to string things back. And by the looks of things, Shock's also just won a 1v3. So that's a good sign. He's 22-11 at the moment. And winning a 1v3 versus Nitro, Twist, and Naf, that's pretty damn impressive. I don't know what the economy was like. I'm just looking at HLTV. Love HLTV. Literally does half my job for me. Thank you.
It is probably one of the best things in esports as a whole in terms of like a terminal of information being available to you.
See, yeah, with this job, it is literally, I would even say the website I visit the most.
Oh yeah.
Just like out of any website I use, so.
It's that or Reddit?
It's my Google, but here we go.
The Google of CS.
Sonic and Fugly. We've seen a full force in because of the economy situation. We've seen plenty of crazy pistol plays, and speaking of plays, Fire has gone aggressive. This is so much information. They know it's a B hit. Rotation will come in straight away from Fallen. They know literally everything that's going on at this point. Even spotting the little triple boost is being thrown. It still works, though. But what can Fur do? There's one. He hears the players coming. They're going to go out. We'll do a little bit of extra damage. But if they can close him down, this really isn't bad at all. They'll have a man advantage. Som going to be looking to round the corner, but only does a bit of damage with the D. And Fur just goes nuclear, somehow managing to get away with 3 kills, even though after the first, they knew he was there. And now the T's have to make a decision here. How do we double back to this? Well, he spotted us. Do we now go back towards A? This might not be a bad call, other than the fact that everyone's rotated to A.
Don't fear the Reaper, but do fear Fur. As this man looks for even more! The pop-up up the ladder from Sonic. He reveals his head. Fur's going to be able to punish him with the P250. It's all on Android. Oh, he might suffer the same fate, but luckily, glides round the corner like a bit of a lunatic at high speeds, as he's now going to try and win it out all on his lonesome. He does have the bomb. There is 2 men, 2 boys in blue on the CT side of MIBR over towards the site. Taco will find the kill with the AWP, flicks across, takes him down. 1 round away from getting them 10 rounds on the MIBR side now, Tom. They're keeping it close. It's getting competitive. They are not willing to drop this one. They don't want to go out of the tournament right here, right now.
Well, the scorelines in both games currently going on almost equal. 14-9, 13-9. Liquid, they break the deadlock, and we'll see if Envy can repeat what their NA brothers have done. Give themselves the chance here. But in this scenario, they've only got themselves some pistols. Maybe go for a sort of aggressive brute force round. Try and make their way out on towards this B site, get a bomb plant, make some cash. They spotted over the smoke that there's nobody here, so they can just sneak their way through it. The smoke kind of thrown in just to maybe delay them a little bit, as the early presence was over onto that A site. The rotation is now here from Zeus. in to support Taco, who has been on that ult for a little while now. Still a fairly quiet game, to say the least, from him, or from both of them. Both are 7 kills apiece. But here we go. Looking to try and brute force it. Zeus watches them cross. Sprays wild. That'll be Som to find one, but Fur again is in with a double. Taco now finds another, but a bomb plant not too bad.
Ooh, well, Android barely exposing himself there, but still going to get taken down. Elay not as effective with the Deagle as his brethren on either side have been throughout the duration of this matchup, this intense best of 3 that we've had available to us that keeps on giving. MIBR now with 10 rounds. There's a 3-round difference between either squad here. Bear in mind, this is the 3rd map as well of the elimination game. It has all come down to this, the culmination of everything either squad has been fighting for. 4 men on either side and 2 coaches there supporting them and overviewing as this one continues deeper and deeper into the action. Round 24 now, Tom. Double AWP set up in play for MIBR, but they've also got an auto sniper on Zeus.
Dirty.
Filthy.
Yeah. Let's see what he can do with it. If he gets absolutely wrecked, I'm going to laugh, because that's what you get.
Ooh,
oh, no.
Sonic, Som.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage already done.
Android.
A single Molotov. Yeah, even
Everyone is burned.
Android just wants to be like, I'm in the fire club too.
Well, if everyone's getting burnt, well, they're going to have to go off to the Burns ward after that one. The amount of damage that's been done to them.
Oh, wait.
Wowzers, what the?
31 damage? Okay, that must have been through the wall. Zeus are very lucky to get away with so little there. Fallen going to be waiting on the angle. Smoke. Be coming out Molotov. Not quite going to skew his vision as badly. Definitely need to find him before he finds them. Sonic going to go for the peak, and well, it won't be the case. Already, Fallen gets 1 second as well. Now the aggression even starting to come in from Lucas. It will be the 1-for-1 trade, but he at least gathers up information alongside the frag. Now Zeus is homed in. Oh, does hit the tag at least. He's doing damage. And even gets the final kill. 13-11, MIBR start dragging this one back.
I'm still so confused about how that Molotov was able to do so much damage as well. Like, that was probably like at least 150 damage or something done by it, just off the back of one single molly towards the end of Ivy.
Yeah, and all that really does is just delay peaks. That's about it. That's the only real purpose of that Molotov. I don't think you really expect to do too much damage. It's one of those moments where they probably look in the console and go, eh? When did I do? I don't remember doing that.
Suddenly the utility damage has spiked rapidly.
It's like, oh, I did like 90 and 10 to someone. That's a bit of an odd one, but here we go. Still a buy coming in for Envy. They do have the cash. Lucas now getting aggressive over towards Ivy. We've seen in the last couple of rounds, he has been taking some space away from this Envy side, not giving them the opportunity to dominate so heavily around portions of the map. I'd like to see Zeus get up into heaven. I think that's the auto sniper spot.
Oh, yeah.
Just look from above, can spam bullets through all of the smokes, and while there's going to be plenty of them this time as the execution begins.
Oh, Fallen. Slammed down, left 32 HP as the rest of his squad tries to revitalize and fire off into this one. Fallen! Oh, the awkward flick across. He doesn't land the shot. Sonic gets the kill onto him, and he's going to ascend higher up as well, wanting to be more like Tails the Hedgehog, or the whatever he was. He's dead now. Taco kills him anyway, and it's all up to Fugly in a 1 versus 3, Tom. 40 seconds left to play with here. Fugly trapped behind E-Box. Oh, it was open to him. He could have found the frag on Zeus, but the auto sniper finally gets a use, as it will kill him, and they're 1 round away from tying it up.
Yeah, for anybody who's not keeping an eye on the other match, it is Liquid who have gone straight through into the playoff stage. And that does mean that the winner of this gets the lovely task of facing off against G2, which I'm not sure if that's really better. And I would say that it is slightly, especially if you're Envy, you're going, I don't want to play them again. Please, I don't want to play against Liquid again. But either way, the battle will ensue. They may not even be the ones looking to get through in that stage, as now MIBR look to try and equalize things. Mentioned it, though. It's a tough T-side map. And that sort of string of rounds that came in towards the end of the half is what really gave any sort of hope. And while we know that Fallen was the hero to give them the beginning of that streak, is there going to be anybody on the other side who can do the same thing? Bit of spam through from Som. He would probably be the man you'd bet on. 28 kills to his name. Another example of the young guns, although he's got 28 kills of his own, and Fallen is creeping up behind them. Bit of a misspray will allow at least a bit of space, but not for long.
No, it doesn't really matter. It's all crumbling away like a slightly damp biscuit there for Envy, as it will go 13-13. It's all going to be tied up and all to play for going into round 27, Tom. I mean, it's crazy as well. If you even just think about the sheer comeback MIBR have had to mount in this one, getting onto their CT side, the awkward start to really start giving it their all. Android has a deagle, though, and we've already had quite a few tasty deagle clips into this one. However, they didn't want to give us one more. But this is where the real game now begins again. Round 27, everyone tied. Cash for Envy, so they can bring out the big guns once again. 3 AKs, 1 Krieg, 1 AWP versus the double AWP setup of MIBR, the auto sniper on Zeus, and the 2 M4s. Tom, it's going to be a brawl.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned earlier in the game that there was nobody even close to Som. I think he had 26 kills when anybody else in the server, I think, had like 15.
Yeah.
Fer now has 30. So things have changed. Fer has started to rise to the occasion. This is the elimination match. Whichever team, well, either gets to 16 first, or if it's OT, well, who knows then? Who knows? I'm not going to guess numbers, but whoever gets the W in this one survives. The other is sent straight home. We didn't expect much from either of these sides, but they've definitely given us a showing. Well, now we're going to see that execution on towards the B site. Smoke's flying through. Zeus, he's got that auto sniper. It's perfect for just spamming through this smoke, and he's going to do so much damage. 2 kills already to his name. Sonic doesn't actually manage to miss what looked like a sitter, and instead, yes, he gets the kill, but he also gets tagged.
Lucas's backstab could be very pivotal into this round. Instead, though, he's not going to go for it. It's the full frontal assault from big man Fallen that's going to be the setting stone of the round as he finds the flick up across. Elay played out. A further frag claimed by Taco. The boosted angle as he slams straight through the cranium of Sonic, and it's all up to Android to bail them out. Fallen's going to jump on the bomb, and it looks like it won't be contested as Android hits the DECK. MIBR claim number 14, 1 away from securing at the very least an overtime as they get that match point, 2 rounds away from sealing the deal, knocking Envy out of the tournament and keeping the potential dream alive for the Brazilian squad.
Yeah, it's also worth mentioning that at this point, there has not been a round 1 since the pistol and 2 follow-up rounds for MB.
Yes.
This has been a ridiculous streak of rounds coming in all the way through. I believe it's 9 in a row, if my maths is correct, which might not be, so someone else can check that. Oh, they already stuck in a corner, literally caught back, so Fugly's going to try and bail him out. They're just trying to brute force this one. Now an Android with a quick double. Zeus is still there with that auto sniper. We found a gun he likes to use, as he now starts to climb up the board. Taco takes a little bit of damage. Utility doing some work. But Som's going to get rid of him. It's now on to Zeus to try and clutch this out. They know where the auto sniper currently sits, and he's going to look to actually rotate into a new position. I think he thinks they're going back. And now he's right. He sort of predicted it before they even did it.
He's gambled on the B play. Som is rotating around, unless he's going to pop out through Pop Dog and do something a little bit more shenanigan-esque. No, he will be going over towards the B site. He's going to try and commit to this. They leave Sonic stuck on A. Both of them isolated right now in the way they're opting to play this. Zeus rotating in towards the back line. It depends who gives away the first glimpse, the initial chance. But Som's actually rotating off. He's going to go back down through Pop, head over towards the A site. They played it smart. And they played it correct as well. Zeus will finally get a bit of an info play towards this. Here's that Molotov burning off. So we'll have some kind of a read, at least where the players are. But Som gets the free plant down, Tom. And this is where it gets very awkward for Zeus with the auto sniper.
Yeah, the only real factor in his favor is the fact that they don't actually know where he is. But flicking up with that auto sniper in towards heaven is going to be nigh impossible. He'd have to predict it before he's actually spotted. Already tagged down. He knows where Som is. Can he get this freebie kill, or is it going to be that timing? He free-fires and doesn't get the kill. Oh, Som's going to be giggling about that one. The first round we see after a 9-round streak comes in for Envy, and it could be at the perfect moment. 14-14. There's so much money. The auto sniper's right back in. There's AWPs as well for Taco and Fallen. The rifles on the remainder. This isn't over by any stretch. The one round doesn't really make a difference if Envy can't get at least one more.
I didn't think I'd be seeing an auto sniper pre-fire around a corner like that in today's matchup. But I also didn't think I'd be seeing the taco play and the Fallen play. Everything we've had, Tom, has definitely been out of the ordinary. An extraordinary series, to say the least.
It has been utterly ridiculous. Even dating back to the first map, there was the fugly 1v3s. Like, there was some impressive rounds coming in. No damage actually done off that shot. Ele with the Galil, he's actually going to get the opener onto his opposing coach. The trades will come back in thick and fast, but it's still going to leave into a 3 versus 3. The auto sniper gone this time. Fallen around the smoke, lurking, will catch off Sonic. The trade not going to be available to them. Wrapped around. This actually should net them a kill, but there can be a trade back from Lucas. It's left into the 1 versus 1. Som onto his 32nd kill, but he runs straight through the Molotov. He wants to play this on hard mode versus Lucas, who's been struggling throughout the map. It is going to be the wraparound. Is he going to watch the connector? That's the only reason you'd go upper. Okay, I thought he was going to take more damage. If that was the way the round ended, I would have been in shock. But he does manage to get the more open of the plants. 2 kills to his name already. 24 HP versus Lucas, who literally just needs to land a bullet. That's all it is. But this middle position is actually quite an obscure one. Sitting in between the train of the bomb and then planting in an open position. If I'm Lucas, I'm thinking he's back towards oil or back towards even my spawn. Definitely not expecting him to just be lurking on the site. And he doesn't expect it either.
HP.
Som survives right on the edge. And it is going to be MV just about getting them through. And to be fair, this has been the man to watch. 33 kills. 17 years old, I think.
I am starstruck by the fact that that was actually able to be pulled off. He did so much damage to himself with the Molotov, an extra bit of damage jumping off. 2 HP. The difference there, if he took... like,
if he jumped instead of just walked off.
Yeah, right? Like, you think of how much more this could have gone worse for him, but it pays off, Tom. He wins it, 15-14.
I said he wanted hard mode.
He played it in hardcore.
He worked it out.
He'd run the numbers. Som, ooh, the cheese there, a little bit too much. Too much Wednesday down on offer.
Yeah, he was a bit of a darily dunker. Sticks it in, right back out. Hopefully there's no fur in your darily dunkers, but depends where you're from, I guess.
Depends what you're into. Oh. I'm scared, Tom. I really don't know how this one's going to go. I feel like overtime could be potentially on the cards, although Ele has other ideas in mind. He's had enough. He wants to try and shut this one down. Sonic as well. Picked clean apart. That is the bomb, and it's dropped towards the end of bot ramp. It's smoked, though. I think they should be able to get this back.
Yeah, just about some... You can see him just walking away like, please don't shoot at me. Please don't shoot at me. They are going to be able to wrap it back around. 45 seconds left on the clock. He's actually the one making the plays in this. Trying to gain some space for his team, find out some information. Fallen in place. Wrapping back around, could catch out Android. It's going to be based on timing. Android can't quite find the trade. And is he going to get the timing back onto Fallen? He's not. It could work in his favor, though. But he needs to get there quickly. He needs to help out his team. He could finish off Fur, and that's exactly what he'll do. Now Som pushing forward. Android still there. They don't know he's there. He gets a double, but it's still back into the 2 versus 2. Fallen looking to get aggressive as the bomb needs to be planted, and it's dropped. That's it. That should be overtime. Som has to get both kills in 4 seconds, and he's not going to be able to. Fallen's running away, and Zeus is just sat there on the site. It is overtime, and it's exactly what this series deserved.
What the hell? That is absolutely outrageous. The position Som has been left in, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't think there would be a fitting end to it if it ended in regulation. They've had to take it to overtime. They've had to force it through. 15-15. Fallen, the man that's basically been giving them lifelines left, right, and center when they need someone to come in clutch. Who comes in clutch? Daddy Fallen, once again, bailing them out, going in with those hard-hitting plays. My goodness.
It just makes me giggle, the fact that Zeus was just sat on the side like...
I don't just hit.
If I can't see him, he can't see me. If I can't see him, he can't can't see me. And it's like, you see at the end, some come back through and just go, he's just sat on the side.
It's also like the slight chance possibility that if he didn't grab his knife out, he hit that shot. It's a 1v1. I mean, you'd have literally milliseconds to kill him.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Well, he looked back, so
right?
If he killed Fallen, who knows? But it's all ifs and buts, and we're now going into overtime. The auto sniper right back out. Zeus is not stopping with that gun. He's found what he wants. I am a bit disappointed. He doesn't seem to actually spam any shots with it. It's more just like...
It's so calculated.
It's clinical, but I'm just like, there's so many wall-bangable spots here. You could just start attempting to try and do some damage before they actually enter into the site. I guess you just don't want to be caught reloading it. Ile again. Going to play around Olov, just waiting a bit more patiently. Further man on the other side. 33 kills. Only man above him is Som. That's not lasting for long already. Another pick back in. Lucas will chime in with another. MIBR, why couldn't you do this one round ago? Close things out in style. Instead, it came so close. But now they're just making it look easy. Only one man remaining is Fugly left. Trying to go in with the AWP. He's got plenty of time to play with. Well, about 10 seconds per player, but... well, don't think it's going to happen. May even just save the AWP, even though there's not really any value to it when it's 16k MR3.
He really wants to try and burn down their economy. Obviously, if he could try and kill more of those players that were buying the really expensive scopes, over a period of time, it could start to whittle down their economy. But nothing coming through. They know they can rebuy out. They're confident in it, so it doesn't really matter too much. It was worth him running the risk of hoping to do something rather than falling back and not really getting anything beneficial from it. However, MIBR, up until we saw one kill come through, that was probably the most defiant round they have had the entire time. An incredibly tenacious defense to open this one up in overtime, which puts them into a good position going forward. I think that's going to be a lot of confidence found from that round as well. They must be on cloud 9 right now in the overall feeling, like in the MIBR camp. But you can never really count out Envy. They've proven that so far throughout the series. They're going for the run boost once again. Som gliding through the air as he wants to try and get an initial pick with a scope. No one waiting on the other side, though. Fallen would be the man on the receiving end. Instead, he's got his gaze set over towards mid-main. They do have an opening. They can skulk their way through as Ivy Control has fallen.
Yeah, he's been one of the toughest men to break down, though, as well. Gone within the first few seconds. Lucas and Fallen actually getting fairly aggressive here. Like, map control is starting to dwindle for this opposing side. How much further does Fallen go? There's the flashbang through. He's left completely blind. LA maybe not having the confidence to take that peek forward. Could have got the opener instead. Now there's information for the CT side. Rotation yet to come in from Taco. He's just sat waiting, but Fallen already gets rid of Som. An important man to drop. Android with the trade keeps the man advantage in their favor, but they've taken a lot of damage. Android has to be careful because he's now caught by Taco. Again, this round starts to swing back as Fugly makes the play and Fallen just sticks to the site. A double for him once more. LA can't close him out. Sonic so low, there's not really a play to make.
The glue that keeps this team together is good old Fallen. The damage this man has been laying out and delivering consistently. Ile, from the elevated angle, can't quite get the kill. He's tagging him up, but he can't frag him up. The bomb's down on B, and Ile goes down, hitting the deck, leaving it all up to Sonic. 2 kills already found. Can he make it 4? Oh, he exposed himself. His head revealed there as they'll get a read into where he is. Fallen coming back through the connector. Sonic doesn't take the shot. Instead, repositions. MIBR want this round, and they barrel their way in. They get the kill. They have to jump on the bomb now. There isn't going to be much time between this, but Fallen with the kit will find the defuse. 17 rounds for MIBR.
Yeah, they're dragging this back. We sort of mentioned at the beginning of this series that, well, okay, coming in with a coach now with Envy on the last few seconds, you'd favor them, but I did not expect this series to go this far. I did not expect it to be this exciting, and while we've got some Fallen highlights to throw in there, he's now on 36. He's taken the lead in the scoreboard, and, well, definitely when it comes to impact as well. Team Envy, they need to get around. Like, this would be basically what the half would be. If you get a sort of 1 round to 2, it's basically the 10-5 that we saw from either side. not quite working in the same caliber, but it's always going to be important to not make it so that you basically just fighting for overtime.
There we go. Let's see if they can carry on decimating and destroying every single one that comes towards them with these orbs fallen. A delayed reaction there. Som gets the kill with a Krieg, punishes them, and this could be the opener they needed. However, Zeus has other ideas in mind. Fur as well in the backline, the trigger discipline for a beautiful one-tap there. The Slaughterer with a Kalashnikov, the main man murdering each and every one of them as Fur unleashes his ferocity, causing atrocities on a global scale there towards the A site. MIBR will get themselves all of the rounds on the initial portion of the overtime, Tom.
And now all they need is one to put down an MV team that, well, coming into this, we were expecting to see Nifty within their roster. The coach has stepped in, had a great first map, but since then it does look like he's been more of a weakness. Still having his moments, but the difference is clear. We've had Fallen and Fur running the show on one side, and the same can be said for Som when it comes to Team MV. Triple AWP setup, why not? It's actually Fugly just juggling one back. They know that they have to just keep winning rounds anyway, so the money is not an issue. If they lose one, they're done. It's not like they can run out of cash. So he's going to try and set himself up to have both possibilities. Paco, Molotov not quite going where I imagine he wanted it to. But even still, they're edging their way towards Fugly. They're edging their way towards this B site. The smokes are being thrown out. This is a fake. They're trying to bait in a rotation, but it doesn't seem like Fugly's fallen for it. He's thrown down the incendiary, but it's a little bit short. They're going to go pushing. He manages to find the kill. Bomb looking to go down, but now into the retake scenario here. The spray doesn't manage to connect onto anything. Fallen doesn't either, but the Molotov is just burning them all the way down. Again, a grenade is enough to hold back this CT side.
This is madness, Tom. This could be where it ends! Fallen as well. Gifted a kill on a platter there as Ile was just stuck, confused and dazed. Zeus as well with the uppercut onto Fugly. Fallen with the flick. It's only fitting that the man that created the space, the man that kept them in the game the whole way through, 1 kill away from the 40 bomb, is the big dog to finish it for him. Choose down to shut it down. MIBR win it with a smoothly sailed overtime that looked absolutely flawless the whole way through. 19-15. They were not content with the idea of